hustling. And then me and Brian we just went to KOD just a month ago.
It's KOD, King of Diamonds.
King of Diamonds.
Yeah.
And one of my good friends walked past me, an icon for Atlanta music videos. And he walked past me, don't nobody fucking know who he is. MTV Wars, everything. He made the rappers here by doing some dope ass videos, got awards, everything. The rappers are huge. I can't even talk about it because we're gonna tape it. But I'm like, why the fuck they don't know you, man? Why they don't know us like this, bro? And we predate going back to Section 8 Mob together.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Nitty Records.
So I'm just telling you, it's
Nitty.
like, you know, I mean, so I'm happy that we famous. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that my shit is famous and I can just point you to 100+ videos. That I got enough videos that you can drive 10 hours
From here to back.
from here to DC, from
20
Atlanta
hours.
to DC,
You hear me?
And that's facts.
and you're gonna
That's
keep
facts.
listening
DC's a
to my
10-hour
shit
drive.
and hearing
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, no.
I'm talking. You can go further if it's just something I was connected to. It'd just be like a binge on the videos.
Yes.
And
That's
it's just
my
like
kind-
we were
that's
far.
my kind of party, though.
But the problem is we were far higher in our contracts. It was a one-hitter quitter. Not understanding about the revenue of how that shit was gonna keep going. And TRL, Rap City, and all that shit
To the
over
date, to
and
this
over
day.
to this day. And then all this new shit on .com and like what the fuck is going on? And it was hurting us in 2000. My lifestyle started shifting before 9/11. I started feeling that Napster shit when I was getting $50,000 a bag. Man, I was getting money. I was getting money. I was like, all right, this month I'm gonna make 50 bags. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna sit and rest for a month because I can. Not really realizing I should just be
Milking it, right?
super.
Right.
And then but then we got Lambos and dumb shit because we had to live a lifestyle for the artists because a lot of times every artist saw us, they had to give us the first sponsor respect. We making them. And we had to pull up in that shit. So they really first response, they had to look like us. You got me? I was and we used to threaten people with that shit. Now the white boys, and I can't say them names, pull up in this Lotus. You hit him with his skateboard, looking all crazy. They gonna pick him. Give him the biggest bag. Because their mind is free of nothing raised up from talking to MLK, Malcolm X shit. And so that's why a lot of what's happening right now in hip hop,
Bullshit.
a lot of it comes from us not first generation of us not really fully understanding what the fuck we was doing.
Yours was
I'm gonna say it that way.
you could shot yours.
I got some joints that I can show everybody. Then I got some joints that I don't even want to talk about. Some videos I don't want to talk about. And I look at that and I say, damn, it really shaped and formed because a lot of the artists were not who they were on those videos. More videos. I could talk about the videos, but really it's like I don't tie to them in that way of like I even believe in most of the shit that I was doing.
You was just giving them a chance.
I'm giving you the game on it because, and that's why I try to tell everybody, like, I feel a certain kind of way that if I promote my shit, I'm going to, and if I speak, I'm going to have so many eyes on me so quickly that it would make me feel like I'm that dude writing a book about to tell all.
Mm-mm.
Because just about me saying what I told you off that camera,
Mm-hmm.
that's a tell all.
Right.
Straight up.
Right.
Because it's facts. And if the shit get out, somebody post it, it's fact, get back to her, shit gonna go out, and that's not what I want.
Fact.
To that kind of attention.
Tell all ain't nothing but a rap.
Yeah, because the really truth
Or
about
mold.
hip hop, you gotta imagine it was very competitive at that time. Everybody did dirt. I come through the Tupac and Biggie era. I come to seeing how the East-West shit came out in the articles and that translated into the reality. They translated into spin on the marketing pivots and how we're gonna pay attention to certain things. How niggas gonna look a certain way. Hey man, y'all get some good crip walkers, man. We had to go fucking find crip walkers. For some of these niggas who said they was a part of this and gonna do this, and let's go find some niggas who wasn't really gonna bang with them, or they came with the real ones, and that's when you don't want them. Too much real shit, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to end up getting guns in front of us, which we have in some videos. Bangers coming this way, that way. That shit was crazy, you know. And it wasn't something that like when I look at the videos, I gotta remember all that stuff, you know, was going on. So in one way, I love the videos. I love that what we did, and but for most part, like hit them up, like you know.
Take money.
I don't want to talk about ever, you know.
Right.
Like when I look at the pain that
Gemini
caused to me
genius.
and to everybody else that was involved, that shit spent off to this day a part of his legacy of what he did and how he trashed, you know, Bad Boy. And to be a part of that in one aspect of
It was one of the best diss songs
I
ever.
was thankful to be there. And on the other side, it ended.
And no
it
Vaseline.
ended something for me that
Thank you.
I'm getting into something that I didn't really feel that it was a check. You know, it's fucked up.
So is that what made you transition to more film?
Yeah.
Like
I was like, I
era-based,
always wanted. I started in film. This is why I fucked up, and I didn't fuck up because God don't make no mistakes. But
Right.
but it was what
So
I was
learn
doing. I had to
experience.
listen. No, I was just I fucked up.
Okay.
Like I fucked up. God didn't make the mistake. He told me, but I fucked up. I didn't listen. And I'm gonna tell you why, because I was given it. It was handed to me, and I realized it at 50 now. I was blessed, and I did all I could do, but I could have did more. I could have went balls to the wall, uncomfortable, and stayed fucking uncomfortable. Let me explain. Everybody walked across them. They had the graduation. I had to look at that fucking goddamn summer school shit and say, 4 days into that shit, my mama said, Howard, what you gonna do? You gonna go? And I said, Mom, what day is Russell coming? Russell Williams III is my mom's childhood friend from Washington, D.C., Southeast, since kindergarten. He took his career all the way up until my senior year. God used him for me. I told him that directly. God used you for me. Because he had did all the Spike Lee movies. You know. He did Women's in Bruce's Place. Got an Emmy. He did Glory. Got an Oscar. He did Dancing with Wolves. Got an Oscar. And became the first African American man to win all these technical achievement awards. And so I always say that like he was there for me, you know, because he was this figure that came at the right time. This was the first time I had met him, and I had talked to him over the years. I talked to him on the phone all the time, and I would see his name and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I'm connected to him. And he knows Spike Lee, and Samuel L. Jackson was his best friend from school, from high school. And so they were like working together. So I was connected in that way where I couldn't tell people in Sea Pleasant, Maryland. I mean, I did, because it was the truth, but it was tough. So at that moment, I decided to forego all of that, and I said, I want to go to Crampton Auditorium, where Russell was going to be speaking at the engagement to tell everybody his experiences, and I ended up in the front seat with my mother, and right next to us was Kathy Hughes. You know, at the time was Slow Jam. She wasn't Radio 1 yet, but she was coming. Melvin Lindsay was right next to her, who was the official creator of the Slow Jam.
Hey, you bring back too many memories.
I had Carl Payne, who was a cockroach. Okay, you want to talk to me? I had Carl Payne. No, was it we just talking?
Talk to us.
Okay, I had Carl Payne. Carl Payne was back there, right behind me. Taraji Henson was at Howard University. Sean Combs was a student. Marlon Wayans was a Howard University student. Chadwick Boseman, Kenny Lattimore, Anthony Anderson, and none of them had any experience to do anything. And I raised my hand like this in the front, and everybody looked at me and said, "That's my nephew." And I connected with a lot of those people at Howard University, and I ended up sticking around with those people so much they thought I went to Howard because I was around them so much. But what's interesting is I met everybody that night, got their numbers and connected with them. By the next morning, I was on the set of Distinguished Gentlemen, and my mom had told me to wear an American suit because Russell said, "Hey, come on up and see what it is, and I'll make it extra, let you see what this is all about." And so I wore the suit, and I wore this American flag, and I was standing next to Russell at the Union Station in Washington, D.C. And at that time, he was up on this huge podium looking down the hall where B. Smith used to be, in that big open area. And there was hundreds of people lined up in their dignitary outfits. And I was too young for the St. Louis for it in the ballroom, but you know, I was trying. And I got tapped on the shoulder. And I looked over and it was Eddie Murphy and said, "Get out of my way." And he was playing with me. I didn't know that at the time, but get out of my way. And he ended up getting Mike. And I was like, holy shit. For the first time, I'm like, Russell was so close to this motherfucker. He's like, "Hey, Russ, what you, hey. And I'm like, oh, they know each other. Like, that's Eddie Murphy right there. And his whole hand was like, and I'm looking like, God damn. Everywhere he moved, he got a bloom, 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 bloom. He like this and shit, bloom, 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 done. We ready? He looking at me. "Give me that tie, kid." He talking to me. I'm like, "John, what you doing with that tie?" I'm like, "I'm gonna be in the scene." "You ain't gonna be in the scene with that tie, cause everybody gonna see you. I know what you're doing." I said, "My mama told me tie, so I can be seen." "Nah, give me that tie. You can't be seen. Give me that tie." I was like, "No, give me the tie. Don't give me the tie." So now I'm getting Fruity. Who's Fruity? That's his cousin. Now Murphy Entertainment. "Don't give the tie, kid." And they playing me. My first moment in Hollywood is playing with Eddie Murphy.
Awesome.
These kids back in high school, I forgot about that. They still coming off high off of the graduation. I'm standing here like,
You with Eddie fucking Murphy.
I'm with Eddie Murphy right now, bantering against me, and I'm like, holy shit.
Graduated, Eddie Murphy.
What am I doing
Eddie
here?
Murphy.
And ain't nobody touching me because that's Russell's nephew. Let him run around here. And I didn't know at the time. I didn't know I had that favor. Kind of knew it, but I'm still like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then I'm like, Buena Vista, what is that? Oh, that's Disney. Oh, this $100 million. Oh shit, it's a $100 million movie. First time. I met Kelly Williams on the set, played Lauren Family Matters. She came on set because she's from DC. Her and her family came over because the hair and makeup doing it for Eddie Murphy was the hair and makeup on Family Matters. So they all knew each other like family, and that's one of my best friends today.
Who, Laura?
That's right. And her whole family.
Laura.
And I loved them, and they saved my life along
I
the
used to
way.
want to dress like Laura, boy. I had bomb outfits.
So I was on there, man, and I did that. And then Joe Ray, who was the AD, was the assistant director. He had came in later and switched out, and he really took a shine to me and said, Howard, I got something. I got to do this reshoot real quick. Won't you come with me on this weekend, on this little weekend hustle shoot? And Eddie was a part of it. And I was like, okay. So, fly on the wall, I go to the set, and there's a part of Northwest. And there's this movie called Boomerang. And they got to do this reshoot at the end. Seems that the screening didn't like the ending, they had to reshoot it. And they needed this, a happier ending. Now, Eddie's coming off of Boomerang. Coming off the Single Gentleman, got to go to Boomerang. His look gonna be completely different. So they kind of saw that. I'm flying the wall and see it. And it was a scene with Halle Berry. And being our arts teacher. And Eddie was gonna come there and meet her, and they have a happy ending, they walk. But that was shot in Washington, D.C., that one part.
Oh, the bus.
That's right, that bus and
with
everything.
The fence.
That's right. That's one scene was a part in a happy ending of Boomerang, and was shot on the weekend in between Distinguished Gentlemen. So I officially, unofficially worked on Boomerang.
I know my movies.
Right? With Halle Berry and Eddie Murphy.
And she said, you bet not look back. And the girl was walking past.
Halle Berry remembers that right to this day, and because of that,
said, you bet not look back.
the son manifesting with that today. That's how God works today. So then he said, man, I like your style, kid. Come on with me again. And I just started mirroring what he was doing, just everything. And he got me on this other set. And all I knew was going to be Robert Townsend. Some Robert Townsend think we about to go shoot. Come on, kid, you want to work with me? Like, yes. How long? He said, 5 weeks.
Who's that?
So I said, okay. Meet me up here at this time. Now I'm 18, y'all. Let me tell you, I'm a high school student. I just did all of Distinguished Gentlemen, and that one day of Boomerang, I ran through Sherry. Who was there?
Did you say who
Charles
was
Dutton was there.
Robert Townsend?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, rock.
Sean McBride. It was so many people. You know, and
my man need a lesson over here. The young man to the far right.
yeah.
My man says he does not know who Robert Townsend is.
What?
Nah.
So I had to pause.
Let me
on the
look at a
situation.
picture.
No, that's fine. You gotta.
We're gonna talk about that on another day.
Wow.
We gonna,
Oh yeah. From
Five Heartbeats.
what's the name of the series?
Five Heartbeats. Media man.
Not
Plays
just
that.
me.
No, there was a series. What's the series that he's on?
Yeah.
Parenthood.
Yeah, the Parenthood.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
ooh.
I actually just found out about Five Heartbeats. I didn't
See what
know.
I'm saying?
about
It's
that.
further than
That's
Five
what you
Heartbeats,
Yeah,
baby.
but I'm
So-
also Afro Latino, so I grew up watching Celia Cruz. I didn't grow up watching like Jackson 5 and
Copy,
things
copy,
of that,
copy,
things
copy.
of that sort, you know.
Copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
go up there.
Yeah.
This is a great story, man. This is it was so crazy. The very first day I go up there, they were already shooting, and so apparently Joe was replacing the first AD, and he was gonna come and be basically first assistant director, was gonna run the whole show, you know. So I came up, and now I know when you got an AD, he bring his team, like a president. He bringing his staff, we in. So I didn't know. It was just like he said, you in, you in.
Exactly.
Literally. And I signed on with Laretha Jones, the producer. Like, she didn't even know my name. Just sign your paperwork. You in.
Get your check, baby.
Immediately.
Immediately.
What's your name again? Howard Gibson. Okay, how you doing? That kind of,
Exactly.
you're in. And they coming off 5 Heartbeats. And I'm like, when I walk up on the set, and here's the picture. There's this huge fruit up in the suburban area. And I'm looking out into this urban project area, and it's like the fruit were, you know, magically meteorized and huge. Oranges, bananas and shit, taller than the building, right? And there's this homeless guy, some people standing in front of me, and we're standing behind real quiet. Joe Ray's here, the producer, Larita Jones, is standing right here, and we're just looking. And they're doing the scene. And this homeless man in front of me, like, mother, suck this job, motherfucker, you got it. And I'm looking like, what is this man doing? Why is, and I'm standing right behind him, and I can't see him. And I'm looking at him, and they say, cut. And then he turned around, and he looked at me because he was cursing. It's Bill Cosby. And Bill Cosby said, oh, I'm sorry. And he gave me a hug. Like, I'm sorry you heard me. I'm a kid. He was confused. Like, sorry you heard me, sorry. And he hugged me like that, and I was like, holy shit. That's Bill Cosby. So the first time I met Bill Cosby, he embraces me like this fucking close. And I'm like, shit. And I go and I say, I'm sorry. And he was like, no, you heard me. I said, no, I didn't hear you. And we're bantering like this. The whole entire set is looking at me and him. Now at the time, I didn't know I looked like Ennis Cosby. With the green eyes, light skin. I didn't know who he was. As far as I knew, Bill Cosby was Huxtable to me. And Fat Albert. Like, nothing about who his wife and how the kids looked, none of that. I got hired that day. Bill was talking to me and walked me up to where I was going to sign my W-2 and get a walkie-talkie. And everybody in the set saw that shit.
Awesome.
And from that day, I was so tired of the Bill that I was with him. He was there a few days, and I would see him and talk to him. He took me to James Earl Jones, Robert Guillaume, Marla Gibbs. You know, Eddie Griffin was his very first movie, so he was just hanging out with us to eat lunch and all that kind of shit to make everybody laugh. Sinbad was the big guy at the time, so he come in, he was the big dude, blue. James Earl Jones was walking out with a big ass afro like this, and we was like, yo, don't fuck with James Earl Jones. And I could hear Darth Vader's voice coming down with this fucking big afro. It was surreal for me. Luther Vandross says, hey man, I don't like cows. I'm like, what you mean? He said, y'all gonna pick him up from Baltimore Airport. Y'all gotta get a route where there's no cows. He don't want to see any animals. Don't want to see cows. He don't like seeing cows. Make him sick. Luther Vandross. So we had to fucking go and find a route.
Wait.
And there was no GPS.
Hold on.
There was no GPS.
Wait, Luther Vandross is like
There was no
cows?
GPS.
Exactly.
There was a map.
I'm confused.
Yeah, and we had to go through
I'm
Baltimore.
So lost in the story.
And we took an extra long fucking time trying to get to the set with Luther in the back.
Don't want to see no cow.
I was driving with a rider.
Burgers.
Look, they had a Teamster driver. I had to be the PA to introduce myself as the production
I just want to
officer.
understand what's up with
And it's saying
Luther
Luther Vandross at the airport. You follow me?
Like, is he vegan?
They made
Or
a
is
burger after him, Luther Burger.
Is
Listen.
he
And then
cow
what do we
as a
pass?
phobia?
He was dealing with his weight.
Oh,
And
it
at
was
the
up.
time,
It definitely was fluctuating.
if you remember, Luther was very skinny
Yes.
at Media Man.
Yes.
And I was shocked to
Yes,
see
he
how skinny he was when he got to the car. Because
Yes,
I was at the airport with the Luther Vandross sign, the L Vandross. I didn't say Luther Vandross.
sir.
I said, motherfucker, I'm going to put L Vandross, not Luther Vandross, and go like this so motherfuckers can see me. I was talking to the driver. So I put L Vandross, and I was like this. And I saw this skinny motherfucker in this blue suit with the big
Shoulder pads.
the big ass shoulder pads.
Yes,
The skinny ass head was.
Big
I
as
was
shit,
like,
big as shit.
is this motherfucker? And I was like, oh shit. Hi,
Yeah.
Luther. And we got in here, and we got in the car,
That was
and he
that,
says,
oh, yeah.
and he says, and now the whole time, y'all, my mind, I want y'all to know, my intimate moment with him is looking through the rear view mirror, so I only see his eyes. In my memory, if one technology ever come today, you get it out of my head, you're gonna see me looking through this motherfucker in the rear view mirror on my one-on-one with him. That's crazy,
That's
but
gonna be the Luther.
I'm just telling you,
Mhm.
that's how it was. Because I kept eyeing. You know how I'm eyeing you like this?
Yeah.
You gotta look at the motherfucker like this rear view. So regular talking, we can go like this, but this nigga was just looking at me.
That's that Luther.
Big old pretty ass eyes. He has
Right.
pretty eyes.
Right.
So both of y'all pretty eyes just stared at each other.
No, I don't want no fucking So I'm in the front seat.
Yeah.
I'm 18, 19. I'm 18 because this was before September the 12th.
Oh, man,
This
you
was
young
July
too?
1992. And I am right here in the car like this. And he says, avoid the animals.
Why,
He tried to have a
why he
flashback.
make his voice like that though? He said,
Avoid it. That's how I said it. He said, I don't like cows. He said, I know there's a route. Because I take it here and I go to a nightclub. What's the name of the nightclub?
We need to
And
go
they
to
got a good
non-cow
route that,
route.
you know, I would go to the,
Um,
it was some theater shit that she was talking about. That he just like to go that route.
Right.
He said, take that route. Y'all know, I don't fucking know that route. The Teamsters kind of live in Glen Burnie, not really Baltimore. So we like, okay, we fucking up because I drew the route that we were going to go straight to
Oh,
base camp.
no.
it doesn't have cows.
And it wasn't GPS, it was a map, and I drew
Right.
it with a highlighter,
Oh,
bro. And I'm like, no cows. Alright. Let me turn the page and shit, and let me look at what. And I had to turn a couple of pages to look at the theater.
Oh man.
So I took that way, and he said, and that's the way you're gonna get me to the city. So we had to fucking go that route, and we did not see anything but concrete, no grass, no cows. He was fucking correct. And we were going through these back tunnels, and we end up. He said, now you at the place. Now you at the theater.
So you just seeing his eyes the whole time. Just,
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. And I could just see him looking out the side. This motherfucker.
Oh my God.
You having a flashback
Oh, I
moment.
have flashbacks, memories. He had his blue, big ass motherfucker.
Shoulder pad.
That motherfucker looked like a V and shit.
Solid.
And he was skinny as shit.
tall.
He real skinny as shit. Motherfucker like he looked like a Mel Grace Jones at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Every time he asks you a question, his eyes looking at you like this.
Ooh, I could just hear it. He didn't say that.
So
But I
did
could
you
hear
ever
it.
meet Grace Jones on the set of Boomerang?
No, I didn't. I only met that time in D.C. That was my only part.
Cause it's a video out where her still right now, 70 years old, hula hooping and singing.
I'm sure. So I get there. So look, I get there, y'all. I get there. And I get him out there. And I walk him. I said, we finally here. And I got pissed off on him. Because I was really fucking late. But we had to take that route. You know, it was Luther. And they didn't give a fuck at the end of the day. But Don Cheadle was on that.
Yes. Everybody was on that movie.
Tiny Lester before Debo.
Yes, he was on that.
He was Zeus.
Tiny was on
WW.
Michael Jackson's
I'm
Annie, Are
back.
You Okay video. And
Annie,
he
Are
was
You
walking
Okay?
with the pool stick.
Copy.
That was his first cameo ever.
God rest his soul. He was a protector of mine.
Because I love Michael Jackson.
He was my protector even when I did Choices too.
Yeah.
He came in and he
Choices
protected
is
my.
very good.
He protected me. He was my dude, and he stayed in our safe up until his death. Actually, he was gonna be on season 2. We was talking to him, but he got sick and we didn't know for sure. He was like, "Howard," at the last minute, he was like, "Howard, I can't do it. I'm not feeling well. I'm trying to go through something." And right after we wrapped, we got the call that he had passed away.
So can you tell me why Bill Cosby didn't speak on Media Man?
So Bill Cosby didn't speak because they couldn't afford him. So they just had to have him on visual so he didn't have to worry about SAG and get those words out of his mouth because that's a copyrighted voice and everything else. So if you get the full performance out of him, then you get to play. So he was just playing like an extra, really.
Exactly.
He played like an extra.
He did a great job. He
He
saved
played
the
an
world.
extra.
He saved the world.
You got me at the end of the day, a featured extra.
On Media Man.
You know? And so I learned that part, you know? And I learned, you know, just James Earl Jones, those are real people. I mean, to have James Earl Jones, Marla Gibbs, and it was crazy, bro. It's like you look like this and you looking at Benson, and then you looking at, like, I was really fucked up because
Did you ever see Meteor Man?
I was listening to their voices. So this was the crazy thing. To hear their voices. Like, we would have our earphones on, and we used to trip out. We used to be like, yo, you know, Robert Guillaume in there, and that nigga sound like this, because it is. We kept saying it, like, niggas would listen to him, and you know how he talking, and niggas would just laugh or just feel like a certain, like, yes, sir. Like, and then Marla Gibbs coming in, and then everybody was around her chair. Like, that was mama. You know what I'm saying? Mary Bethune. Everybody, man, there was a lot of motherfuckers in there. You know?
Can't name them all, bro. They rest in peace because
Cypress Hill was there. ABC, Another Bad Creation, had their mamas and shit in there. Everybody was trying.
Everybody had blonde hair.
And so Roy Fagan, who played the lead Golden Lord, I got blessed because I was the same height, same weight, and everything, and they made me end up being his stunt double. So in Media Man, I'm the stunt double because his stunt double got injured, and they couldn't fly nobody in. And Robert said, "Go get Howard because Howard would do anything on the set." At this time, I was doing everything. I go take paint off the walls. I was on it. You know, I didn't give a fuck. And I was like, yeah. So they put me in the suit, and I ended up getting in SAG, and I ended up doing the choreography, and I am the guy with the wig and fighting, and I'm on the credits too. As all of that is there. I'm the stunt double, this guy, and all that whooping his ass. There were scenes, and I actually started acting in that scene, and I was like, whoa. And I did some visual effects with Industrial Lights and Magic when the gun goes off and they walk through the mall. Exactly. That's me. You know what I'm saying? And I was just looking down, I was a fucking 19-year-old kid. And all I can remember was a big ass rat who hit my fucking shoe and got damn almost knocked my damn leg. The rat was so fucking big while we were fighting. Ran into it like y'all fighting, y'all was fucking up my whatever we was doing. We fucked it up and the rat came and ran through us. There's thousands of people out here with lights and the rat came and ran through us like, get out of here. Like,
y'all in the way.
Yeah, in the way.
Trying to go to bed. Y'all making all this noise.
But that was great. That was great. And that was the time that Johnny Alonzo was the guy who shot it, who was the DP. He did Chinatown. And he did Scarface. So this was like, I had an intimate conversation with Johnny Alonzo about shooting Scarface and shooting Chinatown, and I got blessed, and through his word and through his reference, that's when I got to my UCLA program to meet Chuck Jackson and to get into the camera union. And that's also when I met Keith L. Smith, who was a camera PA, who had just came out of school, who ended up doing Any Given Sunday and everything else, and ended up doing season 2 for Double Cross, the DP'd our show. Like, my shit is on full 360 right now. You know? And that's like 31 years in. And I look at it, a lot of the artists are dead and gone. And I got great memories of those things. Go ahead. And man, it's just dope. I know you're gonna get more footage of this stuff later. We're gonna be talking about it. But nah, it's some dope shit, y'all.